What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be breaking down a simple announcement graphic, whether this is like declaring for the NFL, committing. This is a pretty basic way to tell your social media followers your plans for the future. So let's get right into it. I did this one when I was at App State. So of course we're going to use the yellow. You're just going to put a gradient overlay on that, 25%. I used the texture that we had been using on both the back and the bottom. So what I did on the bottom there was faded out. I just transformed it and then faded it out this way and blurred it a little bit so it looks like it's like the ground and it's coming towards you. Then to further emphasize the scene, I used a shadow. So basically you're just going dark to light for the floor and dark to light up top. So a lot of times I use gradients and stuff for that. You want to have a hard edge right there where it's going from floor to background. And then I pulled in some of these star pieces to use as accent pieces and got this picture of Chase Brice to use, and then I just put an inner shadow and a drop shadow on him to make him pop off the background. And we have a couple more cutouts here, sort of the same effect with all these guys, and just put artwork in between them. You want to match like the lightness and darkness and then the coloring in the jerseys and whatnot. So that's the reason I put this curves layer on him. He looked a little bit too dark there. All that is just bumping it up a little bit. So we're really just building off to this one side because the other side is going to be where we put his like text that he wants to go. So we're just stacking a bunch of cutouts over here. Again, just brighten that one up to match. Put another star down at the bottom. We have a football being thrown in the foreground. So it looks like we have our little tiny cutout down here with the same effects we've been using. Sort of like he's on the ground right here, and then the ball is like way close to the camera in the foreground. So the ball has a radial blur on it, and then this hue saturation is just taking some of that green icky look away and making it look more brown and white. So then I took a picture of him and transformed it down on the ground and then made it black and put a Gaussian blur on it, and then used a gradient to fade it out. So that's what gives it this look. So it's a harsh look where his feet are, because it's an exact copy of him that's just dark, and then faded out this way. And the more faded out this way it is, the more blurry it is. So that gives the emphasis, that gives the look that the light's coming from this way, which the rest of the effects are doing as well. And then I just put a filter on top of that, the same one I always use. Set it to screen, put a Gaussian blur, and that just gives that like glowy yellow look. So kind of just brush that in around here. And then we have our right side. So this is just a white rectangle with a bevel on it. And then just to make it a little more interesting, put that texture on there. And that's his text that he wanted. And then to spice it up a little bit, just find a signature looking font and put it on there with their name, just so it looks like it's really what they wanted to say, the message they wanted to send. Add a little bit of lighting and shading at the very end, make the color pop, and then we just have the two logos to join Brice and App State with the NFL draft and fully convey the message that we want to send. Comment below if you want me to put this graphic on Patreon so you guys can look at it and use it, and we'll see you in the next one.